for returning to our Go Global podcast series. And last time we already met teacher Nicola, which is our foreign language program. She teach in English and geography from grade 7, grade 8, and grade 10. And today we will be meeting with teacher Lawrence, who is our foreign teacher from grade 7, grade 8, and grade 10 in science subject. So everybody, please welcome to our teacher.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
How are you, teacher Lauren?
I'm very good today. Thank you, Moikia.
Yeah.
It's great to see you and it's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Before our conversation start, I would love you to introduce yourself to the audience.
Of course.
Let's to get them know you a little bit more, please.
Of course. So my name is, I'm teacher Lauren. I am the science teacher for Year 7, Year 8, and Year 10. I come from England in the United Kingdom. I have been in Siem Reap for 1.5 years now, and I would like to stay for a very long time. And I have about between 3 and 4 years of teaching, classroom teaching and online teaching. And yes, that is sort of all there is to know about me.
Not quite long, but you seem so happy being in Cambodia.
Yes.
1.5 years, right?
Yes, and I did have a short time. I lived in Phnom Penh about 8 years ago for 9 months. So yes, all in all, about 2 and a bit years in Cambodia.
Wow.
Very happy at Siem Reap.
Thank you very much. And yeah, we know that you are teaching science from grade 7, grade 8, and grade 10.
Yes.
So how do you find year 7, 8, and 10s with this science background this year when you first met this group of students?
Okay, well, of course, so with the grade 8 and grade 10 students, I taught them science last year. So I was pleased that, we were still making progress. I feel that they have kept some of their knowledge from last year and that we are progressing this year better than last year. So yes, their knowledge is as I left it last year for grade 8 and grade 10, which is good. For grade 7, they were new to me this year, as last year they were grade 6. And I was very impressed with their starting level of knowledge. So they must have had a very good year 6 science teacher. So yes, all in all, impressed with all 3 of them. But of course, 2 of the grades I had last year, so I can take a little bit of credit for their progress.
Yes, teacher. And how long does it usually take them to adjust your classes and your method of teaching?
It depends on the student. I think in general for all students and maybe all teachers, we can be somewhere for new students from 1 month to 3 months, because it can take some time to learn what the teacher's rules are, for the teacher to learn the students and what their difficulties or challenges are, to learn the best way to manage the classroom, but also the time for them to understand my accent or understand the way that I speak. Maybe last year they have a different accent teacher. So yeah, sometimes it can be week 1, week 2, we are great. Sometimes it can take 1 trimester, it's the student, but different methods to get different results.
Yeah. As you mentioned about that, you are teaching science for 3 different classes.
Yes.
So how do you find this different from teaching 1 class with 5 different subjects?
Yes. So yeah, compared to, I believe it's we call it the lower school, right? So yes, obviously I only have to teach science in the day. So the difference being is that I have a lot more time to teach science than those who have, 5 or more subjects in a day. We go into a lot more detail. I would say the work is harder. We have more hours to spend on this lesson and learn it in detail. So yes, I would say that it makes a big difference. Yeah.
For science, so it actually your core subjects. So in science subjects, so do you have anything like teach more, like including science for core subjects?
So yes, well, for core subject, my only core subject really is science. That's the main one I teach. I do also teach communication And that counts as 10% of the student's English grade, their speaking grade. So usually for communication, we do a project and then they present or do a presentation. That's where they get their oral grade. I also teach health and well-being. It's not a core subject, but it's a good way to get them to do some sport, to get them inside, do some activities, talk about social stuff, bullying, etc. But yes, core subjects, only really science and a little bit of communication.
Right. Yeah. I used to see you using a lab room. I think maybe it's probably doing the experiment.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Experiments. And I think doing a lot of projects, especially in science subject. So may I know what are some of the project and experiments that you introduce to the student in year 7, 8, and 10?
Absolutely. So, of course, so we've had pretty similar projects across communication. So last trimester for 7, 8, and 10, I had them produce a short film, a fictional film, so not information. They could choose the story. Of course, it had to be appropriate and the right age.
Yeah.
But they did very well. It gave them a chance to be creative. They had to speak, which is where they got their speaking grade. And for science experiments last year for year 7, we had them make a model set of lungs each so that we could see how the lungs inflate and deflate. And then we've also done experiments across year 7, 8, and 10 where we have made slime.
Like
it's like that, where it's kind of like a liquid, but it's not a liquid. You can pull it.
Oh yeah,
stretch
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So
I got it. Yeah, I like to play that too.
It's so fun. Yeah. So do the kids of all ages.
Satisfying.
Yes, satisfying. Yes, and you can add food coloring. So we did a science experiment there of making it. It's a non-Newtonian fluid, so it's part of science. The kids have great fun. And we've also had projects where we are making little models or mascots for the school, and they will be doing a presentation there for communication. But going back to science again, we have experiments planned, like we did oobleck, another non-Newtonian fluid, which... Sorry if this goes on too long. But basically, it's a fluid that responds to force. So when you leave it in your hand and you move it gently, it is like liquid. But when you add some force, it acts like solid. So we've been learning that across all of the grades.
Good.
And yes, and in the future, I want to do filtration experiments. I want to do the elephant toothpaste experiment, which if you don't know about it, you get two things and they go like that.
Let's take a look at that.
Yes, good.
Right.
And just one more I wanted to do as well is the silver nitrate with copper crystals for year 10, because they do the more complicated experiments in year 10.
Why do experiments and hence no experiments help in science for students for the teachings?
So what affect them? Oh, hands-on. Well, of course, some students, they are visual learners. So it is easier for them to learn by seeing and by doing, But also, we can say to them, hey, one thing mixed with this other thing will make this new thing, right? It's a lot better, I think, to let them see that, yeah? So if in science I can say, I take this thing and I take this thing, then you can see how they react. So I think it gives them a better idea, a better understanding. It gives them a chance to be involved. They get hands-on. They do the experiment, and they get experience of being in a lab and being safe in a lab as well. So I think it really helps with learning, a lot more interactive, hands-on, real-life experience of science for the kids, a break from the books.
They probably enjoy for these experiments and projects from science classes. And also it linking from for the communication skill as well in science.
Yes.
And I know that your students are already good for that. And I just know that how do you help to prepare the student to having a smooth transitions to another level in next year?
Of course, this is something I've been doing a lot this year in science, is reminding them when we come across topics that this is an important topic that will be coming up next year, and again in year 10, and again just before university, maybe even at university.
Right.
So yes, that's one way I remind them. And I also try to prepare them for things that aren't just academic, like this is the behavior that is expected of you when you're an adult, when you're at university, and, respect deadlines, etc.
Yes. And thank you very much. So I would love to include our time here. So much, idea. Yeah. Yeah. No worries. Yeah, I love it. I love to, you to share interesting with that as well. So any last thought on how students need to help themselves at home during their holiday? I mean, their free time as well, because we don't want just let them enjoy not free time, but free time in beneficial time. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. Productive free time. Yeah.
yes.
So a few things. There are many at-home experiments you can do using easy, cheap household ingredients. And also there are educational videos online that would teach you about science from, real universities or real school resources. And I think that's the best way, as well as, researching, studying, not just going on TikTok or YouTube shorts. Yeah.
I do like TikTok, but it's just seeing education video.
Yes. They do have STEM TikTok now on English TikTok, which is for science, technology, engineering and mechanics. So they do have a way if they want to, but it's much more fun on the other side for the little kids, I think.
Right. Yeah. Thank you very much, Teacher Lawrence. Thank you for having me a very good speaker for today.
Oh, and you're also a very good speaker. Thank you so much for having me in. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I know that year 7, year 8, and year 10, they need to learn a lot, and especially as you just mentioned that they have to do the research, have to practice doing a lot of projects, to get deeper into this subject to understand more.
Yes.
And I think this is very good motivate for them as well. Just not spending time with using, too much free time at home, but we can take that time to do another things beneficial,
exactly.
Right? All right. So thank you again, teacher. Thank you very much for being my speaker today. And thank you very much, everybody, for watching this video from the beginning until the end. And I will see everybody next time. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. Goodbye.